Hello, I'm Andrea Cordova, and on Thursday, May 3rd, 2018, I co-led a moral recognition therapy group session with a counselor from our organization, and it was the 10 o'clock class that I co-led. I'm a probation officer, so for our Step 1 and Step 2 clients, they are required to take MRT. And so what I did was I put together a list of my Step 1 and Step 2 clients. I looked at their charges and their backgrounds, and I grouped them together accordingly to people that they would have more in common with. So this group was 12 male clients from my caseload. Their ages ranged from, my youngest was 20 and my oldest was 56. So it was kind of a big mix of different ages. Now, before this group met, all of my Step 1 and Step 2 clients met together with the counselor, and she went over the workbook for MRT, the Escaping Your Prison workbook, and she also let them know that it was mandatory, and then the dates for the classes, which was every first and third Thursday of the month. And she also let them know that she would get in touch with them later because we were going to break them all down into different groups. And so this one group here, this was kind of their first time meeting each other. And so we started off the session with the counselor asking if it was okay if I co-led the group, since I was their probation officer, and she didn't want them to feel uncomfortable from me being there, and they were okay with it. So we continued with me reading over the rules for MRT, which the one rule that I had to explain was that this session every first and third Thursday was mandatory and state mandated for them to do. Other than that, it was that they are to be respectful and no cursing and no cell phones. And other than that, like pick up your trash when you leave the room. And those were pretty much all the rules that they had to go through. And so after I read off the rules, I did a comment round so that they could get to know each other. I asked them to introduce themselves to the members of the group and give one fact about themselves. And my clients are they're probationers, and they all have felony charges. This group was drug and assault charges. So they were pretty tough, pretty quiet, pretty stoic, really didn't want to talk. So the fact that I got from them was that they was ready to go, and they did not want to be there in that class. And so after that, Sharon, the counselor, said, okay, well, she gave them homework in that first group that they were in, and she asked who did the homework. Out of the 12 members in the group, only 3 of them actually completed the homework, and their homework was this, set that down, this pyramid of life. And it goes from 20 years ago to the present, and they're supposed to explain in real life their happenings from that time frame. And then over here on this side, they draw pictures and explain what could have been had this stuff not happened. And the counselor explained that the 3 members had to get up and present their pyramid, which they did not want to do. And one member said he was uncomfortable doing it because his pyramid was personal. He did not know that he had to present it. And one client, he was okay with presenting, but he had trouble reading and writing, and he had to have help with all of his paperwork. So he asked if I could get up and read it for him, and he would explain it. He would explain what he wrote down. And I did that for him, and that was fine. And he was also, but within his pyramid, he had said that he wanted to get his GED and should have finished high school, but he didn't. So after the 3 presented their pyramids, the group clapped and applauded for them and said thanks for sharing. But then one group member kind of started this side conversation with the guy that didn't have a high school diploma or a GED, and was telling him, hey, this is where you can go. Here's our numbers to call. And that started the whole group having conversations about the education. And after going through the pyramids, that 1 hour kind of flew by, and we didn't have a lot of time left. So I had to refocus the group, and I let them know there's 10 minutes left in this session, but I would like to go around and ask everybody what they expect to get from this group. And surprise, they just expected to pass this class so that they could get off probation or move to steps 3 and 4. And I kind of expected that. So, but other than that, it was like they did not want to talk or communicate, and I knew that. But what I wanted to happen, or what should have happened, I think, is that before the workbook assignment started, there should have been a few sessions where there was more exercises on comfort and trust, and letting them open up and feel more comfortable with each other, because they really don't know each other. All they know is that they're all on probation, so they've all done something bad. And so trust is kind of hard to come by, and opening up and telling these other probationers about their lives they did not want to do. And so beforehand, I wish that before the workbook started, there should have been more exercises on that, and more getting to know you for the group, because I think they really need that. Because right now, I think that all they want to do is just go through this workbook and be done. And they don't expect to really participate, or not fully share and participate. So I asked if I could continue to co-lead this group, and they said I could, and I would like to go over with our counselor maybe more activities where it's not about the workbook, but about the group members getting to know each other, because I would really like for my clients to get something meaningful and life-changing out of this class. But for me, I feel like the only thing that I was good at was breaking awkward silence, and I'm really great at speaking in front of people. Other than that, I think I have a lot to learn about leading groups, because especially this type of group and with these type of people, because they're really hard to get through, and you could see the looks on their faces of how they do not want to be there, and they don't want to have anything to do with the class. They're there because they were told that they had to be there. So I'm hoping maybe in the future, maybe next month, that something will click with this group, and they will start to open up and start to talk, because the workbook is kind of deep, and it makes you think about your past and the mistakes you've made and how you can make them right. And to do that, you have to have honesty, and you have to be able to open up and talk about it. And I'm hoping to get that from the group as I continue to co-lead it. So thank you.